Fellow scopers, I bring you revolutionary greetings. Today, the 26th of March 2019, I thought I'd come to you with feedback or updates on how our general meeting went on Saturday, the 23rd of March 2019. I think this is very important that I bring this to us scopers, because if we left the hall feeling revived, I think it is important that those who couldn't make it should also feel revived by my analysis of the speech made by the chairman and the general atmosphere that was in the hall that day. I would say that once again, because I've taken note, when the chair always speaks, the things that he says tend to happen in the future. So I took particular note of that. So the chairman once again was prophetic in his message to our South African constituency. Like someone painted the picture, that of fright, because after the chairman spoke, we could feel the fright that was in the hearts of the people who were seated in the hall. The fright because of where we are in our revolution. A lot of people were worried about the future. But after that fright, immediately came the point where the chair could see the fright, and he began to give us concrete and pragmatic steps on what we need to do to salvage our revolution. But after this, I can say that people were refreshed. I, for one, people were refreshed and found new hope after listening to the chairman. For I will definitely say that SCCOP is finally ready to take the lead in doing what we are already doing, because we are already doing a lot of things, and will continue to lead in those areas of the things that we're doing already. I would definitely also say that in our leadership we will be unapologetic about it, because in a time like this, when there is no credible leader to drive the struggle since the abduction of SCCOP, we'll be doing it the best we can, and what will continue in the light that we've been doing so far in the revolution. But something really stood out for me, and that was that I found among us who were seated that day people who were non-scopers. But after the chairman's speech and after we had finished, I spoke to this particular person who found new hope. I realized from the way he spoke, I could see that he found new hope from listening to the chairman, and promised to become the contributor that he once was in this revolution. I think that to be inspired to such a level, it came from what the chairman said that evening, from the concrete ways that he put forth that could help us to drive the revolution forward. More to that, the chairman Milan, he inspired many people who left with so much faith in the struggle, and who left believing once again in our revolution, believing that we will definitely get to Buea no matter how long it takes us. Take home message for me was that even though we say the struggle is God ordained, we must all get involved and seek to do the right thing for the struggle to keep it going. Otherwise, the revolution at some point will die. That is what I saw, that is what I felt, and that is what came to mind. That a lot of people are withdrawing now, but we must all come back to the point where we put all our hands together once again to drive the revolution to its logical end, which is a freedom for Ambazonia. I can even liken this, if we know the story of the Israelites leaving Egypt to the promised land, we will see that they were wandering in the desert, and they finally took 40 years to leave the desert to get to Canaan. But this should not be our portion as Ambazonians. We have to work together, we have to put our hands together, we have to listen to each other, so that the journey to Buea becomes shortened and less painful for us as a people. We must also note that in order for us to achieve this, we must stop tearing each other apart. We must stop tearing each other down. We must stop defaming people and tarnishing people's image. We must all stop doing that for us to be able to really come together genuinely and work as a people. I will advise, or I will call upon all scopers and Ambazonians as a whole, that let's rekindle our fire for the revolution, as only victory will lead to the release of our people in jail. If there is no victory, our people in jail will not be released. They have to be released because we are standing in a position of strength. And that strength we can only get if we come together, and if we work together, and if we rekindle our fire for the revolution. And I think, and I will say with all confidence, that SCCOP is hope. Karin Atud is my name, the chairlady for SCCOP South Africa. Thank you, and you all have a blessed day.